I'm going to be going through how to look significantly younger. This is really good if you're trying to audition for something, or in my case, you have a LARP that you want to look younger for. You're playing a character that's significantly younger than you. You could do this for a special event. Say you're going to like a 30th and you want to look a wee bit younger. That works too, but this is for Catch Me I'm Falling, which is a parlor LARP that I'm doing. I'm going to do a whole series on it, so I'll put the link in the description for the playlist if you want to know more about that. Now, I've been given my character and she is 15 years old. Now, that's a really big stretch for me, but I'm gonna do my best. The one thing is, it is a secret and she doesn't want people to know that she's that young because she's run away from a very, very bad situation, which I'll be doing another video about. So I'm going to show you, this is stuff that you should be able to find very affordably as well. So I've done absolutely nothing. This is me with zero makeup. Absolutely nothing. My skin's a bit dry. Haven't done anything to my hair. And I am in my early 30s. Fun fact. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a body butter. Now, I like Body Shop just because they don't test on animals and blah, blah, blah. They have not paid me. Hey, Body Shop, send me free stuff. Love you. So I'm just going to put some of that on my skin, just on my face. Now, instead of having like a lot of foundation and things like that, I want it to look a little more natural, because when I think of young people, I don't really think of like a lot of makeup. But she's 15, so I guess it's a little different. Some teenagers wear a lot. So the thing about this, it'll dry a little bit, but it does give me a little bit of a sheen. So when you think of teenagers, a lot of the time, they might have blemishes or oily skin, things like that. So a little bit of this isn't gonna hurt. And plus it feels really nice. So it is gonna absorb in, it won't look quite as shiny, but there's the first step. If you have any blemishes, do not cover them. Again, if you're trying to look like you're a teenager, blemishes happen. I have a couple little spots just from stress, from recent stuff, so I'm going to leave that. Now I'm going to do just some chapstick. No color in that, just something to kind of protect my lips a little. Okay, but my lips are really dark and I don't want them to be that dark. So that's just me with uncolored chapstick. I know I'm horrible and blessed like that. Okay, now I am going to go to eyes. Now I'm using some of my Lolita tips because I do Lolita as well from time to time. So this is just my Pokemon that I got in Japan. This little adorable palette, and it has a lot of pinks and the white that I'm going to use for highlight, and just really kind of like silver gold, like more gold colors, but with some glitter. So that little bit of glitter is going to be your friend. Now, you don't need this palette. Honestly, this sort of palette you can get at any drugstore. You can buy a nice one and have it last you for ages. Or yeah, you can even go for a cheapy one. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this really light beige. Actually, I'm going to go white. Let's go a little extreme. And I'm going to put that in the corner because you can see I get raccoon eyes. I always have ever since I was really young. This kind of helps a little bit with that. So if I'm looking off here, it's so I can see my viewfinder, so I can make sure I'm not making myself look too much like a clown. There we go. Oh, I've got one here. Haha, I can do that. Now, just a little bit there and a little bit right under. So it's just like your highlight underneath here. Just a little bit of that white that has a little bit of iridescent. If it's too white or too bright, just blend it in with your finger or a brush. Easy done. Now, I'm going to take two very light pinks. And I'm going to put the lighter one towards the middle. So this, I'm just using this very light, it's almost white. Baby pink, I think it would be called. And I'm just going to put it on the inside there. Again, I'm just lightening my eyes because again, I get really dark around the eyes. and you're wanting to look youthful. Now my character in this situation, she's actually, she doesn't want people to know. And here's the darker so you can kind of see. See, it's still a very light pink. It's just slightly darker. This does not have to be perfect because it's just the top of your lid. So you can already see between the dark one and the lighter one, this is already looking a little more youthful. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other one, the really light on the outside, or on the inside, sorry. And then I don't know if you can really see, but this has a lot of like a glitteriness to it. So it actually like shimmers a little bit. And again, I find that's also a very kind of youthful looking thing. Okay, next I'm going to do just a few little highlights. So I'm just taking this white that's got that glitter, or you can do, actually I might do this almost white baby pink that has a good amount of glitter in it. And I'm just gonna go high on the cheekbones, just here. Do not contour. I'm gonna go right there. Do not contour because you wanna look like you've got a little bit of baby fat still. If you're finding that your raccoon eyes are still there, you can use a little bit of foundation to cover that. I probably should have done that first. Just get rid of those raccoon eyes. Now this girl is very stressed. She's going through a lot of stuff, and I'm just gonna blend that with my finger, just because why not? There we go, less raccoon. Now I've gone like a shade lighter than I maybe should have, but I'll put something on the cheeks to help it blend in a bit better. There you go, less raccoon, instant. You can just, any of your sort of like a, this is a Super Stay 24-Hour Concealer by Maybelline. But honestly, you can use anything. Now that's causing some shininess under the eyes that looks really unnatural. So I'm gonna come through this other palette that I normally use if I knew how to contour and for my brows, but they've got like a naked color. So if you've got just a powder concealer, just kind of dab a little bit of that, just to take away a little bit of the shininess and to help it blend in a little bit. There we go. Much better, really quickly. So yeah, cover raccoon eyes, sorry. Now let's go back to our highlights. You can even just do it with your finger. So I just put a little bit there. And put a little bit here. A little bit on the arch of the nose. Just a teeny bit. Looks like a lot in the video. In real life it doesn't. So it's just the tiniest little hint of a glimmer on my nose in real life. So I might. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, here's the important thing. Do not contour. You don't want your face to look jagged. You also don't do the under thing here. You want to look a little rounder in the face if possible. Now another thing you can do, now I have, if I look up, I get forehead wrinkles. So part of that's going to be covering that with a wig and also doing something drastic there. I am going to do eyebrows because you can see I have very patchy eyebrows. So I'm just going to fill those in a little bit. I don't want it to be super drastic. I'm just filling in any of the lighter spots. So I'm just going to go with a more natural looking color. I wouldn't go like dramatic blacks or anything like that. Just anywhere that you see. And I just put the tiniest amount. I'm using like a powder. And I'm going to do the slightest little powder on the front bit there, but I don't want it to look like too drawn on. I'm pretty happy with that. Perfect. I just think back to 15-year-old me, and I was not good at makeup. I'm still not great at makeup. I just know how to do a couple little things, which I share with you. Perfect. Now, here are the big tips and tricks. So now you've got kind of a natural look. You've gotten rid of raccoon eyes. You've lightened your eyes. You've added a little bit of sparkle. You've avoided any sharp contouring. Last few things. Now we're going to put some blush on, and now don't go crazy. I would use a light blush, and I'm going to get it so it goes kind of all the way up. So it's going to look like she's really flushed. So I'm doing this kind of light one here as opposed to this brighter one there. And smile. So you want the apples? See the apples? Get on the apple. Now that sounds silly, but if you haven't done it before, just on the apple. Creepy smile. And then just a little bit here. So kind of right below where you put that contour and or the highlight. Honestly, you can put the highlight after if that makes it easier, but I use it kind of as a guide for where I'm going to put my thing. There you go. So looking slightly flushed. I do get really flushed in here normally, so that kind of bleeds into it a little bit, but that's my natural self, so I'm not really hiding that. Perfect, there we go. But it does, if you're finding that you're getting too pink in this area, you can definitely cover that or be really mindful and not put it quite so far. But I think it's still looking pretty good for me. And if it's, blow off the brush, and if you're finding too much of a line, just blend it a little. You want it to look quite natural. You don't want it to look like you've just put a ton of makeup on. Yay. Okay, feeling young and fresh already. Down to the final two steps. Mascara, and you want one that does quite thick, and I'll explain that in a second, and a white pencil for your eyes. Now, you want your eyes to look big and open, but you don't want them to look too much. So this is a really great Lolita tip, and it will make you look significantly younger. The white on the inside, but only halfway. You can already see with that eye, this eye should look quite a bit bigger, especially if you're like looking down. So it does really open the eyes up a lot. And I think a lot of the time we think of very open, bright eyes when you're thinking youthful. So there we go. Now, the last part of that, do not use any black eyeliner. You're going to use mascara. And I want you to just put it on the other half of your eyes. So you don't want it on all of it, and you want to try and avoid it on the bottom. Unless you've gotten a lot of the white on there, then you can put a little bit on the bottom. See how I'm not going on the inside at all, but I'm putting multiple coats on there. So again, you're just opening your eyes. You want to have that very, like, you can see, I feel like that's two different people there. I don't know, I find it to be very, very dramatic. So there you have it. That's the main makeup side of it. You can see the little bit of white really opens it up, covering the raccoon, having a very light, natural looking blush. The highlights help and definitely fill in any patchiness that you might have. I do have, if your lips are like mine and they're a bit too dark, you can easily throw on a very light baby pink with a little bit of a shimmer. So let's do that as like a final touch. You don't need a lot. You just want that, you want everything to just look a little tamer. You don't want like bright, bright lips. See, even that, I feel like that's a bit much. There we go. Happy with that. You can use other colors. Another thing is you could use something that's really, really glossy. This is meant to be in the early 2000s as well, so for the one that I'm doing specifically. And then my final touch is my hair. Now, I was gonna actually go get my hair cut to kind of frame my face a little more, cover that. It is a very youthful thing. There is a beautiful scientific study that say that women do drastic things with their hair when everything kind of hits the fan. And it's really true. It's something, at least for me, I found that to be true. I have, when really bad things happen, I tend to be the person who cuts all my hair off or go get it dyed crazy colors or both. So I'm going with a really crazy color and a short cut. So I'm going to say that because of her traumatic stuff that's happened, she's gone and cut all her hair off. She's also hiding, this character. She doesn't want to be found by her parents. So I'm just kind of playing that up. But you'll find a wig can go a long way to drastically change how you look. And I think the bright colors is something that's really common with people who are quite a bit younger. So this one for me was absolutely perfect. She's also a clown, so kind of pastel rainbow colors works. You could go with a long pink wig, or even just a slightly lighter color than yours, or just something different. It's good if it looks like it's been dyed, because at 15 I dyed my hair heaps. So there we have it, the end thing. I hope you found it useful. I hope, let me know how you go. I really would like to know that this helps someone. So yeah, there you go. Looking much younger, I feel. 15, maybe not, but it's LARP, so we've got to use our imagination a little bit, but I think I'm much closer than I was when I started. So here we go. Thank you so much.